Hello and thank you for taking a moment to watch this video for step 1 of the housing selection process. The first step is for students to select and match roommates for their upcoming year. Important things to remember as you begin to select roommates. For this process to work correctly, all roommates must select and match each other. The process of selecting and matching will be highlighted in this short video. Also, something to remember that at room selection time, you will only be able to view the rooms that are available on campus that match your total number of roommates that you have selected. For example, if you have 2 roommates that are matched, you will only be able to view the 2-person rooms that are available on campus. Likewise, if you have 4 roommates matched, you will only be able to view the 4-person apartments that are available on campus. For our first scenario, we're going to focus on selecting to only live with one other person in a double room. In this scenario, the roommate pairs of Sharon Fissel and Sue Plank have decided to live together for the fall of 2018. We will begin to walk through the process of how Sharon Fissel requests Sue Plank to be her roommate, and then how Sue Plank matches that request. The first step of the housing process begins when the students log into CNAV. They will then be directed to go and select My Housing from the drop-down options. This is your CNAV My Housing page. In this example, we have logged in as Sharon Fissel as she begins the process of selecting the roommate, Sue Plank. As you briefly look at the CNAV My Housing page, you can see at the room selection when your start time would be, including the date and the time, also what the priority number is. Below that also identifies the selection times for that particular housing selection. For this process of selecting your roommate, we go to the top and select Housing Selection, Roommates and Suitemates. The term that you're selecting for is Fall 2018 and hit Submit. Here are a list of fields that you can search individuals to select as roommates. In this case, we type in the last name Plank. We begin our search, and we have your roommate request has been saved. At this time, Sue Plank will need to go in and identify that she would like to live with Sharon Fissel. As we view this right now, it says you have an unmatched group and a roommate group. What that means is at this time, you would not be able to select any housing because your group is unmatched. The goal is for this to say that you have a matched group. One of the features available to you is that you have the chance to poke or send a message to a student if you're waiting for them to request the match. You want to continue to do this until this request goes away so that at time of room selection, all of the options are available to you for those double rooms. Now that Sharon Fissel has requested Sue Plank, she must log in to her CNAV My Housing via the drop-down, and it'll produce the page for that student. Here again, you would select Housing Selection, Roommates and Suitemates, select the fall of 2018, and we can see that there is an Accept or Decline Pending Roommate Request from Sharon Fissel. The student has the option to decline that request, accept that request, view the profile of the student, or send a quick message. Since both of them have already spoken to each other and have decided to live together, Sue Plank decides that she will accept. What we now have is your roommate's request has been saved and your roommate group is fully matched. At time of room selection, these 2 students would be able to select and find any double rooms on campus. Now that we've successfully walked through what it looks like to only search for roommates that want to live in pairs, I'm going to walk through a scenario of students wanting to select to live in a 4-person apartment. In this scenario, the roommate pairs are Sue Plank, Sharon Fissel, Michelle Klunk, and Allison Schofield. This process is a little bit more detailed and complex than selecting for pairs, so please pay attention carefully, and as always, let us know if you have any questions. Similar to the other process, this will begin on the CNAV My Housing, selecting Housing Selection, Roommates and Suitemates, Fall 2018. The student that's making the selections is Allison Schofield, and she needs to list the 3 other individuals that they want to live with, starting with Sue Plank, Michelle Klunk, and Sharon Fissel. Now, each of these persons has been notified that there is a request that's been sent to them. Each of them will need to log on individually to accept and extend those requests. The first student to log into their CNAV to accept their roommate request is Sharon Fissel. She then again goes to CNAV My Housing, selects Housing Selection, Roommates and Suitemates, fall of 2018. Here she has a request from Allison Schofield, which she accepts. However, she now needs to add the names of the other 2 students that they want to live with, which include Sue Plank and Michelle Klunk. As they can see, there's still an unmatched group as we wait for Sue Plank and Michelle Klunk to log into their account to accept or extend those matches. The third student to log in for this apartment is Sue Plank, again starting with CNAV My Housing, Housing Selection, Roommates and Suitemates, fall of 2018. Here, Sue has a request from Allison Schofield, which she will accept, and a request from Sharon Fissel, which she will accept. She now needs to add the name of Michelle Klunk to this request. Michelle has now been notified of the request. The fourth and final student that now needs to log in is Michelle Klunk. She logs in again through CNAV My Housing, Roommate Selection, fall of 2018. Because this is the fourth and final person, all she must do is accept the request from each of the people. What we now see here is that your roommate group is fully matched. So all 4 of these students have successfully matched, and when it comes to room selection time, they will be able to see the apartments that are available with 4 people. Now that you've successfully matched the 4 students that want to live together, I wanted to highlight that that same process can be used even if it was not just for 4 people. So if you were looking for 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, you would have to go through a similar process depending on the size of apartment that you were looking to live in. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. If you have any questions about any of the content about selecting a roommate, you may call us at 717-337-6901 or email us at residencelife@gettysburg.edu. Thank you again.